Father's Day. It's a digital war zone. Every brand is shouting at the same time, flooding your feed with generic gift guides and predictable discount codes. This chart shows the industry standard engagement for those generic digital campaigns. As you can see, performance tends to flatline right around a 14% median. Consumers just tune out the noise. To break through that wall of apathy, marketers need deep personalization. But there's a catch. Shoppers are increasingly hyper-aware and wary of corporate surveillance. They're avoiding tactics that rely on personally identifiable information, or PII. That's the granular data like your exact browsing history, private emails, and specific location. Using PII to target an ad crosses the line from a clever recommendation straight into creepy territory. So brands face a seemingly impossible math problem. They have to engineer an intimate, one-to-one connection with the buyer, but they have to do it without extracting their private, individual-level data. For their Father's Day campaign last year, the South African retailer Offershop found a clever workaround. Instead of tracking the individual, they zoomed out to analyze macro demographic trends. Their strategy was to look at the entire South African population through a single unifying cultural lens, the family surname. This graphic maps the frequency of South African family names, starting with the largest populations at the top. By isolating these top bars, Offershop realized they could group completely anonymous users under a single shared identity marker. In South Africa, a surname carries profound cultural weight. It connects you to a specific clan, shared heritage, and a deep sense of community pride. By targeting the clan instead of the single user, Offershop engineered a privacy-safe proxy. They could speak directly to your heritage without ever needing to know your personal browsing history. Taking this from a theoretical data map to an actual digital campaign required a precise play on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Using audience segmentation tools, they routed specific creatives exclusively to these exact surname pools. This is the actual creative user saw. Notice the localized copy calling the day spogworthy, anchored around the Kunene clan. Alongside this playful messaging, the ad presents high-value cellular deals, grounding the cultural nod in a commercial offer. Because the underlying framework was heavily systemized, this execution scaled effortlessly. Offershop replicated the exact same formula to serve bespoke variations to the Khozas, the Van Zyls, and the Chettys. This mechanical execution neatly steps around consumer privacy fears. Offershop was broadcasting a message to a broad demographic pool, not extracting private files from an individual user. The final experience felt incredibly intimate to the person scrolling on their phone, even though it was built entirely on high-level, compliant audience routing. To understand the commercial impact of this surname-driven strategy, we have to compare it against that initial 14% engagement baseline. Looking at this chart of campaign performance, the results are clear. Engagement climbs rapidly past the industry standard, eventually peaking at 37%. That massive spike represents the single highest positive engagement rate for any campaign in the history of Offershop. This outcome suggests that relevance can be achieved without relying on invasive individual tracking. Effective personalization can function without the extraction of private, granular data points. By reflecting a user's heritage back to them, Offershop generated brand affinity through the act of cultural recognition, aligning a standard sales offer with a deep sense of belonging. To see the full breakdown of how they built this, visit the link on screen.